Hey, collective. Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Alrighty, if you read the title, then you know this is a random message. Non zodiac Pacific. If I see the signs, I will call them out. But for the most part, just a random ass message for the collective. Collective, before we hop into these messages, if you would please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would be most appreciative. I love that Empress Tarot is growing, and that could not have been made possible without your love and your support. So I just ask that you continue to, and just love on Empress Tarot and subscribe to the channel, like the video. All right, I'm trying to hone in and focus now on the message, non zodiac Pacific. If I see the signs, I will call them out. Spirit, what are the messages for the viewer of this reading? Two of Wands, going on a trip in your favorite rocket ship. So this is planning, this is travel, this is destination. This to me, I feel like is somewhere where you are possibly relocating, but let's see what else comes out. What else can you tell us about the Two of Wands for the viewer of this reading? What else can you tell us about the Two of Wands for the viewer? Page of Cups. Could be moving or relocating or traveling with a younger water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I feel like this person has a crush on you, or they want to apologize. I was just about to say, or they want to apologize to you. I feel like this person wants to get away, so that, and this that has come through quite a bit as well. Somebody wants to, take you on a vacation, so that way that you two could reconnect, possibly, try to smooth things over. You could be a feminine Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I feel like this person adores you. Yep, because you are the Empress. You are Empress, and they want to go away so that way you two could reconnect. This is going to be something that feels good. It's, something that I feel like they put a lot of thought into as far as the destination. I'm getting Maui, I'm getting Belize, I'm getting, something tropical, something very tropical. They're wanting to reconnect with you. I feel like they feel a sense of they're having to really have a heart to heart conversation with you, sit down and, have a discussion. I feel like this is a serious discussion, but let's see what else wants to come out. Leo, strong, Taurus, but let's see what else wants to come out. Dang, somebody being stubborn. Okay, let's see. Spirit, can you tell us more about this energy for the viewer of this reading? Can you tell us more about this energy for the viewer of this reading? What else does the viewer of this reading need to know? Thank you. Seven of Swords. Hmm. I don't want to say it's a sneaky link type of situation, but I do feel like that the itinerary is hush. I do feel like the plans are private and secretive. I feel like this person could be flying you out, and they're wanting to have a level of discreetness. So no no selfies or anything like that. Temperance, she could be a feminine Sagittarius. Here is Justice and the Tower. Scorpio, Libra. Okay. Before I get into clarifying this, let me see what else I could pick up off of this energy. I just do get a strong sense of reconnecting. This could be, the father of your children or father of your child. A little boy could be very significant. feminine Leo, feminine Sagittarius, and I also saw Taurus, Libra. But yeah, let's clarify this energy some more. See what else is up here. I just get a sense of this person. I'm just hearing strong reconnecting. They've been doing a lot of, thinking, a lot of soul searching, and they're wanting to reconnect. Tell us more about this energy for the collective. Tell us more about this energy for the collective. What else does the viewer? Ooh, I saw it flip. I seen it flip. Two of Wands, clarifying the Two of Wands, making future plans with your partner, taking the first steps in your professional journey, dreaming big, planning for your long-term financial security. But I do feel that this person, like I said, this is active. You're going on a trip. I get a strong sense of you'll talk about the future there, but for the most part, this person wants to get you to Thailand or get you to like I said, Belize or Maui. They're wanting to get you in a calm, relaxing environment with the temperance where it's like, you guys can have a true heart to heart without the distractions of the background. I do feel like this trip could be a gift from this masculine or from this feminine, but either way, it's so that you two could have a conversation. For Pentacles, like I said, I got a sense of this has to be private, but they're not sharing a whole lot of information about this trip. Four of Swords, 44, someone could be 44, but that's that vacation. There's a strong sense of vacation. You have it here, here, and here. Oh, and here with the Two of Wands. Somebody wants you all to themselves. Three of Cups. And is that Three of Cups or Three of Wands? Yeah, Three of Cups. Somebody wants you all to themselves. I do feel like that, and this is for the forget you forgot you section. Yes, we know they've had a playboy energy in the past. We know that they've, probably cheated or juggled you or, you know, I don't know, had multiple people to choose from or kept their options open for dating, but that's not the energy that they're in at this moment. The masculine that I'm picking up, that's not their energy. That's definitely not that energy. And especially if they're 44, they're getting to a point in their life where there's just only one. All they need is just one. Seven of Pentacles, like I said, yeah, for the forget you forgot you never thought about your section. This is somebody from your past. This is somebody who, is wanting to rewrite history, is what I'm hearing. Somebody wants to rewrite history. Page of Wands. I feel like this person wants to be adventurous and spontaneous at how they go about, you know, pursuing you. They're going to get creative with how they pursue you. And then you have the Two of Swords. And then you have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Hmm. Excuse me, collective. I do feel like this person has become more wiser, more mature. That's what's changed in this. I feel like this person, like I said, they're no longer in this Three of Cups energy. If they could, they would rewrite history. They would, turn back the hands of time, do things very differently. Five of Swords, yeah. The conflict that, it created between the two of you, they just feel like, damn, how can I ever recover from this with the Four of Swords? How do I get back in this person's good graces? It's one of those things where when they were younger, they were sowing their wild oats. You know what I mean? When you know better, you do better. And I feel like this person's definitely older, a lot more mature, and they have sown their wild oats. They're more in their energy now of they're wanting to settle down and they just want one. I just get the strong sense of like Ace of Cups. They just only need one. Because I'm hearing that Tyrese. I just need one girl, one whip, one trip, something. I'll be good with just one girl, one. That's all I need. I'll be okay. So, 10 Pentacles, and then you have the Sun card again. So the Sun card is out here twice. Joy and love in your relationship, feeling radiant in love, high energy and enthusiasm at work, successful completion of projects, a strong and stable situation. And that's coming out after the 10 of Pentacles. So, excuse me, had a hiccups and burping and all that at the same time, growing pains. This person has went through their growing pains. They have, they've really matured for the masculine that I'm picking up. And it's not going to resonate with all of you, because I do read the comments and I do get that some of you have dealt with some nasty masculine, some very, and I would not condone going back to that energy. I would not advise to go back to that energy. But the energy that I'm speaking to, you go see the growth in this masculine. You go see that they leveled up. They're more mature. They're a lot wiser. For some of them, there's more gray and, more wisdom. And they've really settled the fuck down. Like they really have calmed down a lot with the Temperance card and the Hermit. This person has calmed down, has done a 360. I mean, they are nothing like what they used to be. But I do feel like with the history, with the Seven of Pentacles, this person has left a nasty, sour taste in your mouth when it comes to reconnecting with them. And I feel like they understand that. I feel like they are, trying to find a way to work past it. I feel like they want to, introduce you to the new them, because I'm hearing let me reintroduce myself. So this person wants to reintroduce you to someone new. They want not reintroduce, but introduce you to the new version of them. They want to show you, like, hey, I was on some straight F shit back in my 20s, 30s. Baby, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I couldn't even spell the word man, well enough known be one. So, they're going to speak to how they've grown with Temperance and Virgo. I mean, Temperance and the Hermit. They've had no choice but to grow and mature and, work through their dark side, their shadow side. So you're not the same, and neither is this person. So this person is wanting to know if you two could have a fresh start, or, begin anew as the newer version, the more ascended, spiritually awakened versions of yourselves, and connect on that level. See what else I could get before we close this out. Loyalty. They want you to trust them. They want you to see that they're different. They're very different. Possibilities. There's so much potential here. I feel with this connection, this set of masculines, there is a whole 360, and it's bringing forth, new potential. I'm looking at second chance twice. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's second chance here and second chance there. And this is the day. This is the one day. Like, this is the day. This is the day. Like I said, they didn't know how to appreciate you back in the day, but today is the day, baby, and they got time. Today is the day, and they got time. They look foolish. They feel foolish about how they treated you or how things ended. They can't stop thinking about it. I mean, this is pretty much the same song, different day when it comes to, the way they feel. But heart fog. They know they messed up. They know they messed up, but they were a fool. You know what I mean? They were a young fool. And now, like I said, that there's a different perspective about them. They've changed. They're not anything like what they used to be. They were a young fool, and they'll tell you that. I was stupid back in my day. Now they want a commitment. Here go commitment. I told you this person is ready to settle down. They're nothing like, you know, their past of what they were in their 20s or 30s. This person definitely has a new outlook or perspective on life, and they're hoping that you can see that pride. They realized they were coming out of a prideful energy, ego energy. They were operating out of ego back then. They were just, they could have had this very arrogant energy about themselves, or this very machismo, type of character that they presented to the world and to you, and thought that that shit would work. And yeah, no. Finality. um you know they really need closure. If there's not going to be a moving forward into a connection or a relationship, I feel like this person realizes, well, I really do need to have this heart to heart with this person, because there's no closure here. The creator. There's a strong epiphany. This person has had a strong epiphany that you are the peace in their life. You are the peace that they, they seek. They have peace within themselves, but when it comes to a connection romantically, or, having a partner in their life, they've had some challenges where they've had to realize what peace is for them, what that looks like for them. And for every single time, it comes back to, you are a part of that piece for them. You are the missing piece. Peace. I think that's what I would title this. You are the missing piece. Rejection. Like I said, there is a strong fear of rejection here. And especially after all the things that they have put you through. And it's nothing like bettering yourself, or elevating or ascending, and you have somebody who's constantly reminding you about your past, right? That's what they fear that you're going to beat them over the head with all the things that happened in the past, and they're like, man, but that ain't even me no more. Damn. Healing. Yeah, this person, like I said, they've done a lot of work, the inner work, self-care, self-love. They want a new beginning, and they want it with you. Well, all right, collective. It is what it is, and don't make it what it ain't. For a lot of you, I know that there's some unresolved healing or unresolved issues between you and maybe one person from your past. So when you hear these readings, you attach the reading to that person, but intuitively, I get that this is somebody completely separate from the monster that you've had to deal with in your previous life, or in your past. This is a completely different person. This is not the monster that hides in the closet up underneath your bed. No, the universe would not usher that back into your life to give you more of that energy. And especially if you have, done the work, you've healed, you've taken care of yourself, you have nourished and nurtured yourself. No, you're not going to attract that energy, that same energy, back into your life. I do feel like this is a test of intuition and discernment, and knowing, okay, is this person on the up and up? Are they who they say they are? Or is this, a test of needing closure, or a test of, am I healed? Because I mean, you're going to talk differently when you interact with this person. You're going to, I don't feel like for a lot of y'all, for some of y'all, where this masculine has done the work, you're not going to come in with hand folded and you're wanting to talk crazy, roll your neck, roll your eyes type of energy. No, it's going to be a very peaceful encounter. And I think that's the part that should resonate when this person comes into your life. you know the peace should be attached to them, because you are peace and you will attract the peace that you are. So yeah, collective, that's pretty much what I got for you. Remember, you're way more blessed than you are stressed. Please believe that. And if you need for me to privately address it and bless it, information is down below on how to book a reading with me. And I will catch you all soon with another video. Take care, collective. Bye.